Cabo Star repairs completed but vessels still awaiting certification. Budget day announced for October 2nd. Republic Bank reduces US dollar limit on credit cards. And in sport, Georgia boys and the Sidees victorious in TFA quarterfinals. Good evening, I'm Patricia Nicholson-Richards. This is your Tobago Updates television news for Monday, 18th September 2023. In the news this evening, repairs to the Cabo Star are complete. However, users still have to wait before the vessel goes back into service because it requires recertification. Here's more.
The Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago has confirmed the completion of repairs on the Cabo Star within the promised time frame. Vice Chairman of the Tobago Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Demi-John Cruikshank, expressed gratitude for this news. Now all that remains is for the vessel to undergo recertification.
We were informed this morning that the inspectors have arrived in Trinidad to inspect the vessel. We are not certain how long that inspection process will take, or if the inspectors have to do a sea trial with the vessel to carry the vessel out to sea.
According to Cruikshank, it is urgently necessary to return the vessel to service on the sea bridge to restore the normal flow of cargo shipments. For nearly 4 weeks, the transportation of goods was disrupted due to a fire in the Cabo Star's engine room. Repairs had to wait for the arrival of the necessary parts in the country. In the interim, the Galleon's Passage and the MV Emprendedora, a temporary vessel, has been assisting with transporting heavy goods. Passenger ferries were handling food and essential items, but the current capacity falls short. Warehouses are depleted, and the situation has even forced the temporary closure of wholesaler Miles Amando's due to stock shortages.
No stock. I visited a number of the supermarkets yesterday, the prominent supermarkets. People did not have water in stock. So it's crunch time. So we have to get that vessel back out this week to get some goods back onto the shelves.
The Chamber has also received confirmation of a meeting scheduled for Friday with the Minister of Works and Transportation, Rohan Sinanan. They aim to persuade him to address their concerns regarding inter-island transportation.
We're going to let the Minister know face-to-face what has happened, and let them know how the businesses has been hurting on the island because of the Cabo Star. And if something like this to happen again, we need to have a backup plan in place.
Candace Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.
Well, the national budget will be read on October 2nd. This announcement came via a press release from the Finance Minister, Com Imbit. Last week, the Cabinet held a 3-day retreat to discuss plans for the national budget. In 2022, Minister Imbit presented a budget of $57 billion, resulting in a $1.51 billion deficit. On Thursday, the Prime Minister mentioned a drop in earnings from the energy sector, hinting at forthcoming changes to the national budget and its impact on foreign exchange reserves. Experts predict an increase in the minimum wage. Meanwhile, the THA hopes to secure the full $4.54 billion requested. They were allocated $2.521 billion last year. Well, MP for Oropuch West, Daverinda Tanku, regards budget season as the most demanding time of the year. During a press conference held on September 17th, MP Tanku shared his perspective on the government's current budget and also provided information on the reduction of the US dollar limit by Republic Bank. Candace Jackson has full details.
Opposition MP Devindranath Tanku expressed that when a budget is presented by a PNL-led government, it leaves people across the nation feeling anxious, as he pondered what the Finance Minister Com Imbit has in store on October 2nd.
Are there going to be more budget cuts to essential social programming? Are there going to be new taxes? Is he going to raise gas prices yet again because the people still have not revolted?
He drew attention to Republic Bank's recent actions regarding the limitation on US dollar spending. Tanku emphasized that this restriction extends not only to credit cards but also VTM cards, resulted in a reduction of the US spending limit. Tanku points out that this is not the first time that the bank has taken such measures, referring to a similar incident in 2021 when the spending limit was reduced from $12,000 to $10,000 US.
Yesterday, Trinidad and Tobago woke up to the news that Republic Bank Limited, one of the largest banks in Trinidad and Tobago, had cut their credit cards US dollar spending limit by half. from 10,000 US dollars per cycle to 5,000 US dollars per cycle from Thursday, September 21st, 2023.
Furthermore, Republic Bank will decrease the limit on its prepaid VTM card from US $5,000 to US $3,000 and also reduce the online VTM loading limit from US $1,000 to US $500. Tanku attributes Republic Bank's actions to the persistent foreign exchange difficulties in the country. He criticized the government for not increasing the availability of foreign exchange and for failing to explore avenues for generating it, instead opting for the implementation of a penalty tax.
They clearly stated that this was as a direct result of the ongoing challenge with foreign exchange availability. Well, obviously, the foreign exchange challenge has gotten worse since then.
MP Tanku predicted that other banks would soon follow Republic Bank in implementing similar measures to reduce the U.S. spending limits on credit cards. He voiced his concerns, stating that this reduction will cause hardship of all and will severely impact the small and medium-sized businesses, potentially crippling them. Candace Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.
We have more news coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Tobago, get ready to venture into the unknown. Mighty Crush Entertainment presents Dream the Phantasm. Join us on September 30th, 2023 from 11 p.m. to experience your newest reality at the Shore Park Complex, Tobago. And the best part, you can get your tickets now at Lust Restaurant and Lounge, Gulf City Lowlands, Jade Monkey Bar, Pablo's Supermarket, Barcode, Spade, Stumpy Complex Canaan, or online at WeTix.com and IslandEtickets.com. Mighty Crush Hotline 755-7874 on September 30th at the Shore Park Complex, Tobago. Dream the Phantasm.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Welcome back. The route in Scarborough for Tobago's Carnival will be reversed to alleviate some of the logistical challenges band leaders encountered in 2022. It was one of the requests the Tobago October Carnival Association made to the planning committee, and it appears that their wish is being granted. More in this report.
In a change from the usual route, mass bands will now enter Scarborough via the Wilson Road traffic lights instead of Shore Park. This adjustment was in response to a request made by the interim vice chairman of the Tobago October Carnival Association, Toka Atiba de Leon, to enhance the route for this year's festivities.
So instead of going up that incline from Light and Life Pentecostal there to Bishop's High School, thereabout, we are going down that incline now.
So you're coming down the highway this time?
Yeah, coming down the highway. Save the masqueraders some legs.
De Leon explains logistically it would work better for the bands.
There are bands, okay, for example, there are bands that may have multiple trucks and carts and different elements that brings out that experience in that band. And now to limit that to one side of the road when crossed and so forth, it poses a little challenge.
Although some bands expressed disagreements with the planning committee's decision to centralize all road events in Scarborough, interim president of TOCA, Dexter Sandy, believes it is the best location to begin establishing the brand of Tobago Carnival.
I mean, the waterfront, I would keep repeating it, is the ideal place to present any form of masquerade, whether it's pan and steel going up the waterfront on the Friday, the Juve on the Saturday morning, right, and then the parade of the bands on the Sunday. That waterfront is ideal. So, you know, let's work with that. But
they have faith that as time progresses, Tobago's Carnival brand will become more firmly established. Meanwhile, they are urging traditional mass groups to participate in the Sunday festivities.
We really need to show the traditions of Tobago. We know the mud mass will be there for sure. That's a guarantee. Any carnival in Tobago. Right, but the other traditional characters, I know they're encouraging them to come out.
While bikinis, feathers, and beads will remain popular aspects of Tobago Carnival, De Leon suggests there are ways to infuse Tobago's culture into these elements.
Can you picture, we have these masqueraders here, and they're doing the jig, right, at a particular portion on the road, introducing Tobago's traditions in the carnival. Yes, they may be in their beads and feathers, but we have a point on the road where a ban is made mandatory to send forward a team to do that.
The Tobago October Carnival Association affirms its commitment to collaborating with the THA to nurture the festival into its distinct identity and urges all stakeholders to cooperate in this endeavor. Candace Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.
15 laptops were given to the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection by the International Organization for Migration in Trinidad and Tobago. The laptops were donated by the USAID Mission for Eastern and the Southern Caribbean to assist immigrant citizens in need. Here's more from Tanika Cruikshank.
Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, Dr. Faith B. Israel, expressed gratitude for the opportunity to collaborate with organizations such as USAID to render assistance to immigrants. She credited the grant to the IOMTT program Heal, Empower, Rise, Counter Trafficking in Persons, which aims to enhance safety measures and services for trafficking survivors, elevating their access to the quality of care, support and therapy.
The Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection has actually two entities, two community residences that treat with vulnerable children. And this was an opportunity for us to help outfit and help provide what is absolutely necessary for those two entities.
Head of IMOTT, Joel Ali, urged citizens to provide increased attention and protection to trafficking victims. Ali mentioned that additional gifts for training, counseling, medical supplies and capacity building would follow to enhance the well-being of victims.
Over the past 30 years, IOM has continued to affirm and advocate effectively for addressing trafficking in persons in a holistic manner, which requires comprehensive approaches and, most importantly, strong and strategic partnerships. Today is a reflection of this as we contribute to the protection and assistance of victims of trafficking.
The IOM spent the week in Tobago educating counselors and social workers from the division as well as other stakeholders, including members of the law enforcement. The seminars on migration, counter-trafficking and psychosocial management were all aimed at enhancing the support provided by the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection clients and other organizations working with migrants and trafficking victims. Tanika Cruikshank, Tobago Updates Television News.
Well, the Integrity Commission has reaffirmed its decision to conclude the investigation into Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's purchase of a townhouse at Inez Gate in Sherborne. While he failed to disclose the purchase as required by the Integrity in Public Life Act, the omission was deemed unintentional. The Commission maintains that it found no reasonable grounds to suggest Dr. Rowley made a false statement regarding the townhouse's value in his income declaration. Nevertheless, they have asked him to amend his declaration accurately. The Commission insists it conducted a thorough investigation and rejected claims of bias. They found no criminal offense in Dr. Rowley's actions and suggested amending the Act for better compliance. Well, former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith and his wife, Nicole Dyer Griffith, have won their legal challenge against the Financial Intelligence Unit Acting Director Nigel Stoddard, who had requested information on their accounts from various financial institutions. The Trinidad and Tobago High Court ruled that the request made by Stoddard was unlawful and an abuse of power. Justice Devendra Ramprasad also prohibited the use of any information that may have been obtained by Stoddard through these requests. The ruling stated that the FIU must be cautious in how it initiates investigations and it cannot do so arbitrarily without proper grounds such as a suspicious transaction or activity report. The Griffiths had contended that the requests were part of an unjustified attempt to tarnish Gary Griffith's character and reputation. The court's decision prevents the dissemination of the unredacted judgment and carries a penalty for contempt of court. Or we have sport news coming up after the break. Do stay with us.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at Standard. It's a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, Standard. What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more. Standards are what is searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beaten on quality and price. It nice.
But this place is boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Poof. Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
Welcome to sport. Georgia Boys and Eastern Sea Lions emerged victorious in the Tobago Football Association FA Cup semi-finals held at the Dwight York Stadium over the weekend. Our sport reporter Marcus Daniel captured all the thrilling action in this report.
Lively and enthusiastic crowd gathered at the Dwight York Stadium on Sunday to witness quarterfinal action in the Tobago Football Association FA Cup. In the opening game of the doubleheader, It took a penalty shootout to separate Leeds United and Georgia after the game ended goalless in regulation and added on time. Fans were kept on edge as both teams failed to convert numerous chances. In the penalty shootout, it was the Georgia boys who prevailed with a 3-1 margin, securing their spot in the semi-finals. In the later game, Eastern Lions Sidees FC secured an emphatic 4-1 win over Sinclair's coaching school. Sidees showed their intent early with a scorching free kick from prolific striker Ware Adams in the 3rd minute. Marcus Caesar doubled the lead 6 minutes later, exploiting the defense with this lovely overhead pass. Sinclair's coaching school pulled the goal back against the run of play just before half-time, with Jabari McMillan scoring. In the second half, excellent ball movement led to Sidees' 3rd goal, courtesy Malik Lewis. Powerful Adams added his 2nd, and his team's 4th in the 81st minute to secure a comprehensive win. The remaining quarterfinal matches will take place on Tuesday, September 19th, once again at the Dwight York Stadium, starting at 5:30 p.m. Stockley Vale and Roxborough Lakers will face off in the opening game, while Golden Lane FC will take on Charlottesville Police Youth Club at 7:30 p.m. Marcus Daniel, Tobago Update Sports.
Well, the interest in martial arts is growing in Tobago. Tobago Shotokan Spirit Warriors, in association with the Martial Arts Association of Tobago, recently conducted a special workshop that attracted dozens of participants. Here's Marcus Daniel once again with the details.
Scores of martial arts enthusiasts attended the Warriors Way Kata workshop at the Pentecost and Light and Life Foundation High School over the weekend. The event was led by Sensei Leo Grant, head instructor of Tobago Shotokan Spirit Warriors in affiliation with the Martial Arts Association of Tobago. Sensei Tamara Joseph Nova was a special guest. Sensei Grant explained the purpose of the workshop.
The purpose of the workshop was to help the students here in Tobago to be able to improve their kata ability, right? Because it was a specifically kata workshop, so it aided them in gaining various tips and skills that you would normally go to a karate camp to gain, to help them improve their kata all around. There were about 12 participants ranging from ages 3 to 15. So the skills taught in the workshop itself were like flexibility, breathing, speed of technique, and stance, right? We did a lot of stance.
Sensei Grant said their next project will be a community-based one. Marcus Daniel, Tobago Update Sports.
And that's how we end this evening's Sport Report. But stay with us. We have more news coming up right after this.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bon Accord, right in Stourbay Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we We have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Welcome back. Now, in a heartwarming gesture of support, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine presented a renovated government quarters to Miss Lydia Robinson and her 8 grandchildren yesterday. Robinson found herself with the responsibility of caring for her grandchildren after her daughter passed away. This project was a collaborative effort between the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development, the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, and the Adventist Layman in Service and Industry. More in this report from Biana Brebner.
During a July town hall meeting in Scarborough, Lydia Robinson pleaded with the Chief Secretary Farley Augustine to fulfill the earlier promise of providing her with a home to care for her 8 grandchildren.
It was earlier this year that I was visited by Miss Robinson and a dear friend of hers and sister nurse, and that's when I learned about the unfortunate circumstance. Mommy died, the mother of the children died during COVID, during an emergency C-section, leaving behind 8 orphaned children with her grandmother.
Robinson relies solely on her pension to support her grandchildren. She managed to make it work, but it reached a point where providing shelter became challenging.
Everyone who gets a pension knows what the pension is, and at the time she wasn't in receipt of any sort of subvention or state support for the children, because she's still trying to work out getting the children legally over to her guardianship at that time.
In light of the challenging circumstances, and aged government quarters, though requiring refurbishment, became accessible. The current Executive Council sanctioned the needed renovation through the Homeowners Equal Program managed by the Division of Settlements in order to provide a home for this family.
And there's a family in urgent need, and the best thing to do was to provide housing for this family. We started a program called the Homeowners Made Equal Program from out of the Division of Settlement, and we decided that we will filter this into the overarching program and ensure that this family is provided with a place to stay.
The Executive Council, which provided assistance with legal provisions, not only ensured the family's immediate presence, but also secured a stable future for them.
We have set it up in such a way that if anything should happen to Miss Robinson, given her age, that the children can continue to live here, and that the children will be able to have a roof over their head for the future. So we are about changing lives, not just for today, but for the future, changing lives, changing generations, moving from poverty to generational wealth, and a home is an integral part of that.
Robinson expressed her heartfelt gratitude for the newly renovated home she received.
Receiving this house today, it is a dream come true. I've been talking to God since about 6 or 7 years now, by using one text in the scriptures. Foxes have holes, birds have their nests. The Son of Man didn't have nowhere to lay his head, as he had said unto the disciples. But I used it in my prayer, actually every day. Foxes have holes, birds have their nests in the air, but Lydia and her grandchildren have nowhere to lay her head. I am so grateful and thankful unto Almighty God for using Dr. Farley for coming up with the idea of giving me this place that he has repaired in such a lovely way.
Biana Brebner, Tobago Updates Television News.
In tonight's weather forecast from the Trinidad and Tobago Met Office, Generally fair conditions are expected with a slight chance of isolated showers. Nighttime temperatures will drop to around 26 degrees Celsius. A yellow level hot spell alert remains in effect for tomorrow, with mainly hot and sunny weather anticipated, though there is a low possibility of isolated showers. Overnight conditions will remain mostly fair with a gentle breeze. Daytime temperatures are forecasted to reach up to 33 degrees Celsius with a heat index of 37 degrees Celsius. Sea conditions are expected to be slight to moderate with waves up to 1.5 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Sunrise is at 5:52 a.m. and sunset at 6:01 p.m. Recapping the headlines, Cabo Star repairs completed but still awaiting certification. Budget day announced for October 2nd. Republic Bank reduces US dollar limit on credit cards, and in sport, Georgia boys and the Sidees victorious in TFA quarterfinals. I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards, thanking you so much for joining us and wishing you a good night.